Hello dear friends, welcome to the next lecture of Econ 122, that is microeconomics and macroeconomics. From the previous video we have started our new chapter, that is national income. In that we have discussed about the meaning and the definition of national income, then what are the different importance to measure the national income, and we discuss about the circular flow of income and what are the different concepts which are important in the national income accounts that we have discussed in previous video. Okay, so in today's video we are going to discuss the methods of measurement of national income. Okay, so in that there are 4 different methods which are important in case of the measurement of national income. In that, first one is the income method, second is the expenditure method, third one is the value added method, and last one is the production, or we can call it as a output method. Okay, so let's see one by one. The first method, which is named as income method. So according to this method, the GNP, that is gross national product, is the sum total of the these different aspects, that is wage and salary, then rents, interests, profits of the unincorporated firms, then dividend, undistributed corporate profits, then corporate taxes, indirect taxes, depreciation minus transfer payments. Okay, so this GNP, gross national product, is the summation of these aspects. Okay, and here we are going to minimize the transfer of payments from these all aspects. Okay, so what are these wages and salaries? The wages and salaries are earned by the employees are identified, and these include contribution by the employee towards provident fund, insurance, etc. Okay, so this is the related to wages and salary. Then second, what is rents? Rents, the different rents earned by the individuals are taken into account. So these rents represents the rent of the land, houses, factories, shops, etc., and also estimated the rate of these if the owners use them. Okay, then next, about what is about the interest? The interest earned by the individuals from various sources is founded out, and to this interest on the own fund is added. Okay, the next one is the profits of unincorporated firms. Okay, so this is nothing but the incomes of we can say the non-company businesses. Okay, there are the incomes earned by the individual proprietors, partners, self-employed persons, etc. Okay, the next one, that is the undistributed corporate profits. Okay, so that this corporate profits used in the calculation of GNP are equal to the sum of corporate profits, tax plus dividends paid to the shareholders plus undistributed corporative profits. Okay, so these all are combined together. Okay, then next, that is the indirect taxes. Okay, so what is meant by indirect taxes? The indirect taxes like the sales tax, excise duties are levied on the commodities. In fact, the price per unit of a commodity includes these indirect taxes, but the revenue from these taxes gets credited to the government, but not to the factor of production. So the income derived through these sources should be added to the national income. Okay, this is about the indirect taxes. Then what about the depreciation? So during the process of production, whatever the different machineries and other capital investment which is utilized in the production process, it is depreciated, for which the manufacturing firm make allowance. So since this amount is not received by the factors of production, it is included in the GNP. Okay, and the last one, which is related to the transfer payments. Okay, so these payments received by the individuals as pension, then unemployment allowances, etc., are called as a transfer payments, that we have discussed in previous video also. Okay, so these are received by the peoples for not doing any work. So these should be deducted. That's why here this one is the minus sign is there. Okay, this one is deducted from the GNP. Okay, so with the help of this formula, we can measure the national income, and this method is called as income method. Okay, then next, second method for the measurement of national income is expenditure method. Okay, so in the expenditure method, the sum total of the expenditure incurred on the goods and services during a period of 1 year. Here we are going to take a total summation of expenditures incurred on the goods and services during a period of 1 year. And the expenditures includes personal consumption expenditure, gross domestic private investment, then net foreign investment, and the government expenditure on goods and services. Okay. In short, we can write this formula as a GNP is equal to C plus I plus into bracket X minus M, that is net export, okay, or net foreign investment, okay, plus G, that is the government expenditure on the goods and services. Okay, let's see one by one factor. In that, first one is the personal consumption expenditure. Okay, so this personal consumption expenditure includes all types of expenditure on the personal consumption by the individuals of the country. So it includes the expenses on the durable goods like scooters, watches, televisions, refrigerators, and the expenditures on the non-durable goods or the consumable articles like foods, clothing, etc. Okay, and also the expenditure incurred on the services of all kinds like teachers, doctors, lawyers, transportations, etc. That all are included in this personal consumption expenditure. So it includes the expenditure on the intermediate goods, and the expenditure on the house is treated as the investment expenditure rather than the consumption expenditure. Okay, so here the expenditure on the house is treated as the investment expenditure. It is not included in the consumption expenditure. Okay, the next part, that is the gross domestic private investment. So this it includes the private investment on capital and producer goods like building, machinery, equipments, etc. And these investment activities pertain to business firms. Okay, so it includes capital or the investment goods needed not only to replace the existing depreciated capital goods, but also the capital goods required to increase the society's production of goods and services. Okay, so the term investment should reflect the real investment but not the financial investment. And if an individual buys old machinery, it may be a financial investment but not real investment, for it was included in the GNP of that year. It means the year of purchasing the new machinery, and hence the purchase of real investment goods such as machinery, equipments, etc. produced during the year is only considered. Okay, and the further investment does not include mere financial transfers such as the purchase of existing old stock and shares in the stock exchange, since it does not allow any new production. Okay, so such type of investment is not included. Okay, the next one is the net foreign investment. So in an economy, the entire production may not be sold within the country. Okay, and the part of it is exported to other countries, and similarly the country imports some finished goods from the other countries during that particular year. So the difference between the value of exports and that of imports should be worked out. And the difference this difference is positive, it should be added to the other items of the expenditure, and it should be deducted from other items of the expenditure if the difference is negative. Okay, so this is about the net foreign investment. And the next one is the government expenditure on the goods and services. So in that, the central and state governments purchase consumer goods as well as the investment goods for their own enterprises. So apart from this, the government spend on the defense and police as well. So the government also spending the sizable amount on the transfer payments, that is the social security payments. Okay, so however, these payments are not included in the GNP. So for these payments are not the ones for currently produced goods and services. Okay, so this is about the all different aspects on which the different expenditures are made by the individuals and the government. Okay, so with the help of this formula, we can easily work out the national income. Okay, so if all the items of the GNP are correctly calculated, then GNP work out either by the income method or the expenditure method remains the same. Okay, then there is a third method which is called as value added method. So this value added method is nothing but it is always difficult when we compare the intermediate and final goods. It is always difficult to distinguish between the intermediate goods and the final goods. Intermediate goods means whatever the different raw materials or fuels which are utilized to produce final goods. Okay, and sometimes the final goods like machinery and equipments, they are utilized as a raw material. Okay, and the final goods as a raw material is an intermediate products for one industry and the final products for the other industry. Okay, many times the final goods like machineries and equipments, they are utilized as an intermediate good by one industry, and that are the final products of other industry. Okay, so to overcome this problem, the value of the intermediate goods used in the manufacturing industry should be deducted from the value of the final goods. Okay, so this the difference that is arrived at is called as value addition. If the same procedure is applied for the all industries in the economy, we can find out the GNP by value added method. Okay, so this one is the value added method, and the last one, that is the production or output method. So with the help of this production output method, we can calculate the national income. How? Let's see. This method approaches national income from the output side, and according to this method, the economy is divided into different sectors such as agriculture, mining, manufacturing, small enterprises, commerce, transport, communication and other services. and then the gross product is find out by adding up net values of all production that has taken place in these sectors during the particular year. Okay. And in order to arrive at the net value of the production of a given industry, the purchases of the producers of these industries from the producers of other industries or the sectors are deducted from the gross value of the production of that industry. Okay. So, the aggregate or the net value of production of all industries and sectors of the economy plus the net income from the abroad will give us the gross national product. Okay. And then by subtracting the total amount of depreciation from the figures of the gross national product, we get the national product, or we can call it as a national income. Okay. And these are the formulas which are utilized for calculating the GNP by production or output method. The formula is net value of the production of given industry is calculated by gross value of the production of that industry minus purchase of producers of this industry from the producers of other industry, or we can say the other sector. Okay. And GNP is the aggregate of production of all industries and sectors of the economy plus net income from the abroad. Okay. So, with the help of these formulas, we can calculate the national income, and this method is called as production or output method. Okay. Then there are certain difficulties in the measurement of national income. Let us see. The first problem related to the treatment of non-monetized transactions, such as the services of housewives to the members of their families and the farm output consumed at home, that are not considered in the national income. Okay. Then the second difficulty arises with the regard to the treatment of the government in national income accounts. Okay. So, on this point, the general viewpoint is that so far as the administration functions of the government like justice, administration and defense are concerned, they should be treated as a giving rise to the final consumption of such services by the community as a whole, so that the contribution of general government activities will be equal to the amount of wages and salaries paid by the government. Okay. This one is another second difficulty. Then what about then next, the third major problem arises with regards to the treatment of income arising out of activities of foreign firms in the country. Okay. So, should their income form a part of the national income of a country in which they are located, or should it belongs to the national income to the country owing the firm? Okay. This is the question. Okay. So, on this point, the IMF point of view is that production and income arising from an enterprise should be ascribed to the territory in which production takes place. However, profits earned by the foreign branches and subsidiaries are credited to the parent concern. Okay. So, this is one of the difficulty in the measurement of national income. Then the difficulty arises because of the prevalence of non-monetized transactions in underdeveloped countries like India, so that the considerable part of output does not come into the market at all. Okay. So, if we are talking about the agriculture still being in a nature of subsistence farming in these countries, a major part of output is consumed at the farm itself. So, the national income statisticians therefore has to face the problem of finding the suitable measures for this part of output. Okay. So, this one is another difficulty. Then because of the illiteracy, most producers have no idea of the quantity and value of their output and do not keep regular accounts. This one is another difficulty in the measurement of national income. Okay. Then next one is the because of underdevelopment, occupational specialization is still incomplete, so that there is a lack of differentiation in economic functioning. Okay. Here we can take an example. An individual may receive income partly from the farm ownership and partly from the manual work in industry in the slack season. Okay. Then the last one, there is a general lack of adequate statistical data, and this adds to the difficulty of estimating the national income. There is a lack of adequate statistical data related to the production of each and every sector of the economy. Okay. So, these are the different difficulties, and these are the this is whole about the different methods of the measuring in national income and the difficulties. Okay. Thank you.